Welcome to Culture Vulture. It is your ultimate alternative weekly entertainment guide. We bring you the best of film, music, and the arts. Our perspective is fresh. Mainstream media often overshadows unique voices and creative expressions. Culture Vulture aims to shine a light on hidden cultural gems that deserve your attention. Each week, we curate a selection of films, music, and events designed to inspire and engage. We celebrate the diverse tapestry of artistic endeavours that shape our world. Highlights this week include The Third Man, 1949, in post-WWII Vienna, a writer investigates his friend's mysterious death, uncovering a world of shadows, betrayal, and suspense. Moonage Daydream, 2022, this documentary explores the life and genius of David Bowie through stunning visuals and rare archival footage, celebrating his lasting impact on music and culture. Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior, 1981, in a dystopian wasteland, a drifter becomes an unlikely hero as he helps a band of survivors defend their fuel supply from ruthless marauders.
Julius Caesar, 1953, BBC 2, 1 p.m. In Julius Caesar, Shakespeare's classic tragedy, the story delves into the consequences of power and the lengths individuals go to preserve or dismantle it. The film captures the tension between personal allegiance and civic duty, with Brutus forced to weigh his loyalty to Caesar against his duty to the state. This portrayal of torn loyalty and its consequences brings to light the fragile balance between personal bonds and public responsibility. Caesar's ambition and eventual assassination raise questions about leadership and its potential for corruption. The conspirators' actions illustrate how fear of tyranny can justify extreme actions, igniting debates over the use of violence as a preventive measure against despotism. The film asks the viewer to consider the morality of taking drastic action for a cause and the shadow it casts over those who commit it. Throughout, the fickleness of the Roman citizens highlights how easily public opinion can be manipulated, especially through persuasive speech. This demonstrates how influential rhetoric can be in shaping or distorting collective beliefs, a reminder of the potency of words and their power to direct actions, both noble and catastrophic. The portrayal of loyalty, whether to friends, ideals, or a nation, resonates through the characters' interactions, each facing choices that force them to confront their principles. Mark Antony's shifting allegiance after Caesar's death serves as a reminder of the complexity of loyalty when personal and political motivations intertwine. Julius Caesar ultimately paints a picture of the perils of ambition and the costs of betrayal, raising age-old questions about honor, duty, and the sacrifices made in the name of principle. The consequences faced by each character reflect the tragic price that individuals and societies often pay for idealism turned to action. Dusty at the BBC, BBC 2 9:10 p.m. Dusty at the BBC is a captivating celebration of Dusty Springfield's remarkable talent and charisma, showcasing her performances across various BBC programmes. The collection features some of her most memorable songs, highlighting her powerful voice and emotional depth. Interspersed with interviews and behind-the-scenes insights, the documentary paints a vivid picture of Dusty's impact on the music scene during the 60s and 70s. Fans will appreciate the rare footage and the nostalgic atmosphere, while newcomers will be drawn in by her undeniable star power. Definitely Dusty BBC 2:12:05 p.m. Definitely Dusty is a heartfelt documentary that beautifully captures the life and legacy of Dusty Springfield, one of music's most iconic figures. Through a mix of rare archival footage, interviews with friends and collaborators, and a deep dive into her musical journey, the film offers an intimate portrait of Dusty's struggles and triumphs. It highlights her groundbreaking contributions to pop and soul music while also addressing the personal challenges she faced, including her sexuality and mental health. The documentary is both a tribute to her artistry and a reminder of the cultural barriers she broke down. Fans of music history will find it both enlightening and moving. Definitely Dusty BBC 2:12:05 p.m. Definitely Dusty is a heartfelt documentary that beautifully captures the life and legacy of Dusty Springfield, one of music's most iconic figures. Through a mix of rare archival footage, interviews with friends and collaborators, and a deep dive into her musical journey, the film offers an intimate portrait of Dusty's struggles and triumphs. It highlights her groundbreaking contributions to pop and soul music while also addressing the personal challenges she faced, including her sexuality and mental health. The documentary is both a tribute to her artistry and a reminder of the cultural barriers she broke down. Fans of music history will find it both enlightening and moving. Moonage Daydream, 2022, C4, 10:10 p.m. Moonage Daydream is a kaleidoscopic journey into the life of David Bowie, capturing his defiance of norms and boundless creativity. Bowie's transformative approach to music and performance is portrayed as a radical act of self-expression, challenging conventions around identity and artistry. The film highlights his refusal to be confined to one persona, presenting a portrait of reinvention as a means of personal liberation. Bowie's influence on acceptance and inclusivity is a central theme. His unapologetic embrace of fluid identities offered a beacon for those who felt marginalized or restricted by traditional categories, encouraging audiences to explore their own individuality without constraint. In this way, Bowie's legacy extends beyond music, touching lives as a symbol of freedom and acceptance. The documentary delves into Bowie's rejection of conventional fame, prioritizing artistic evolution over popularity. His decisions serve as a critique of celebrity culture, raising questions about the pressures placed on artists to maintain a static image for commercial success. Bowie's journey suggests that true artistry lies in constant transformation rather than conforming to public expectations. The emotional toll of fame is subtly explored through moments of Bowie's vulnerability. His struggles to navigate both stardom and artistic integrity reveal the sacrifices inherent to a life in the spotlight, offering a glimpse into the inner conflicts faced by those who choose authenticity over superficial acceptance. Through vivid visuals and captivating music, Moonage Daydream is an exploration of individuality, challenging viewers to consider the value of self-discovery and the courage it takes to pursue one's unique path. Bowie's legacy as an artist and an icon remains a testament to the power of reinvention and the enduring importance of personal authenticity. Papillon, 1973, 5 Action, 9 p.m. Papillon tells the harrowing tale of a man's unyielding quest for freedom amidst the brutal confines of a French penal colony. Based on a true story, the film reveals the grim conditions of prison life, contrasting the resilience of the human spirit with the oppressive nature of institutional punishment. The protagonist's struggle embodies a relentless desire for autonomy, challenging the justice of a system that forsakes rehabilitation. The close friendship between Papillon and Degas highlights a powerful bond forged through adversity. Their solidarity illustrates the capacity for connection even in the most dehumanizing circumstances, reflecting a fundamental aspect of human resilience and the strength derived from companionship in times of hardship. Through Papillon's repeated escape attempts, the story raises questions about what it truly means to be free. The physical confinements of prison are paralleled by the mental determination required to endure, with each attempt underscoring the value of personal agency and the lengths one might go to reclaim it. The film paints an unflinching portrait of survival, depicting how desperation can blur moral boundaries. Papillon's resourcefulness and determination come at a high personal cost, prompting viewers to consider what one might sacrifice in pursuit of freedom. His journey reminds us of the often overlooked humanity within those society deems irredeemable. In Papillon, themes of endurance, justice, and hope interweave to create a narrative that questions the validity of lifelong punishment and the human need for redemption. The story's ultimate message is one of unbreakable will, showing that even within the harshest systems, the desire for freedom endures.
Sunday the 27th of October, 2024. The Third Man, 1949, BBC 2, 12:15 p.m. Set in post-war Vienna, The Third Man is a gripping noir that exposes the moral ambiguities in a fractured society. Against the backdrop of a city divided by political alliances, the film follows an American writer's pursuit of truth in a landscape defined by deception. The devastated setting reflects the physical and ideological scars left by war, embodying a tension between trust and betrayal. The central theme of deception unfolds through the elusive figure of Harry Lime, whose dubious activities reveal the corruption and exploitation that thrives in a destabilized society. Lime's actions challenge conventional morality, suggesting that survival in a compromised world often demands ethical flexibility, if not outright complicity. As the protagonist, Holly Martins, navigates this treacherous terrain. He encounters a complex moral landscape where loyalty is tenuous and trust is a luxury few can afford. His gradual disillusionment represents the loss of innocence, revealing the personal cost of clinging to idealism in a world rife with moral compromise. Through shadowy cinematography and haunting music, the film underscores a sense of unease and the fragility of human connection. Relationships are strained under the pressures of secrecy and self-preservation, with individuals often sacrificing personal bonds in favor of survival. Ultimately, The Third Man is a meditation on human fallibility, highlighting the moral compromises people make in desperate circumstances. In a society where certainty is elusive, the film challenges the viewer to question the stability of truth and the cost of integrity in a fractured world. Malcolm X, 1992, BBC 2, 10 p.m. Spike Lee's Malcolm X is an exploration of transformation and the complexities of identity in the face of systemic oppression. Following Malcolm's life from troubled beginnings to becoming a prominent figure in the civil rights movement, the film portrays a journey defined by personal and ideological evolution. His transition from anger to a broader sense of unity reflects an ever-shifting quest for justice and equality. Malcolm's encounters with racial injustice are a profound commentary on the struggles of African Americans in a racially divided society. His anger and activism confront the historical injustices that continue to shape his community, highlighting the resilience required to endure and resist. The film's nuanced portrayal of his evolving beliefs sheds light on the difficulties of advocating for change in a world resistant to it. The film also examines the power of identity and self-discovery. Malcolm's experiences with the Nation of Islam and his later pilgrimage to Mecca illustrate his complex relationship with religion, culture, and self-perception. His growth invites the viewer to consider the importance of self-definition, particularly within marginalized communities. Themes of loyalty and betrayal thread through the narrative, particularly in Malcolm's conflicts with former allies. These experiences emphasize the costs of pursuing one's beliefs and the fractures that can arise even within a unified movement. Malcolm's journey is both inspiring and tragic, showing the risks involved in challenging societal norms. Ultimately, Malcolm X is a compelling reflection on the power of self-determination. The film urges viewers to consider the importance of understanding and empathy in the fight for equality, leaving an enduring message about resilience in the pursuit of justice and the complexities of leadership. Villain, 1971, Talking Pictures, 10:05 p.m. Villain is a gritty British crime drama that examines the life of Vic Dakin, a ruthless East End gangster whose criminal empire mirrors the underbelly of British society in the early 1970s. Dakin's violent control of his world exposes the desperation that often drives individuals to the fringes of society. The film is a stark look at how power can corrupt and the toll it takes on those who wield it. As Dakin's life spirals through a series of betrayals, the film reveals the fragility of trust in a world where survival often means exploiting others. Dakin's harsh worldview is reflected in his ruthless approach to loyalty, showing how power and violence can destroy human connections, even among those considered allies. The portrayal of law enforcement in Villain adds another layer, as officers struggle to curb Dakin's influence amidst corruption and fear. This dual narrative presents a society in moral decline, where even institutions meant to uphold justice are ensnared by the same vices they seek to eliminate. The film's depiction of Dakin's sexuality and his relationships challenges perceptions of masculinity and power. This aspect of his character highlights the often hidden personal complexities of figures who, despite their hard exteriors, wrestle with private insecurities and vulnerabilities. In Villain, the moral and personal costs of a life lived in defiance of societal expectations are profound. The film is both a character study and a critique of the structures that permit corruption to flourish, urging viewers to question the allure and consequences of unchecked power.
Monday, the 28th of October, 2024. Fresh, 2022, Film 4, 11:20 p.m. Fresh is a sharp exploration of modern relationships and the commodification of intimacy. Set against the backdrop of online dating, the film follows a woman's unsettling experience with a seemingly charming man who hides a sinister agenda. It speaks to contemporary anxieties surrounding trust, safety, and the thin veneer of civility that masks deeper, darker instincts. The film's portrayal of the dating world reveals the complexities of navigating desire and vulnerability. As the protagonist is drawn deeper into a relationship that challenges her autonomy, Fresh examines the risks individuals face when intimacy is weaponized for personal gain. Throughout, the film subtly critiques societal expectations around relationships, especially the pressures placed on women to conform to idealized images of femininity. The protagonist's resilience in confronting her circumstances highlights the courage required to resist such expectations, showcasing the strength of self-preservation. As the narrative unfolds, viewers are left questioning the nature of trust and deception in modern life. The film serves as a reminder of the dangers lurking within seemingly mundane interactions, exposing the ease with which appearances can deceive. In Fresh, the line between trust and danger becomes increasingly blurred, urging the audience to reflect on the complexities of human connection. The film's message underscores the importance of agency and the inherent risks that accompany vulnerability in a world of hidden motives.
Tuesday the 29th of October, 2024. Storyville, Eternal You, BBC for 10 p.m. This is a thought-provoking documentary that delves into the complexities of identity, memory, and the human experience. The film follows a unique premise that intertwines personal stories with broader philosophical questions about what it means to truly know oneself. Through a series of intimate interviews and striking visuals, the documentary invites viewers to explore the layers of personal narratives that shape our understanding of who we are. Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior, ITV4, 10:10 p.m. Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior presents a post-apocalyptic landscape where survival is the ultimate currency. The world is ravaged, with resources scarce and communities fragmented, setting the stage for a brutal struggle for dominance and control. Max, the protagonist, embodies the hardened survivor, navigating a society where loyalty and morality are rare luxuries. The fight for fuel becomes a metaphor for the lengths to which individuals and groups will go to secure their future. As Max aids a small community seeking refuge from marauding forces, the film showcases the resilience needed to protect one's way of life in a hostile environment, echoing themes of resource scarcity and desperation. The film's emphasis on makeshift alliances and tenuous trust underscores the fragility of social bonds. Max's reluctant heroism reveals the necessity of cooperation, even in a world where betrayal is almost expected. This portrayal of camaraderie amidst chaos highlights humanity's capacity for empathy, even when survival seems to demand selfishness. Through its bleak depiction of human conflict, Mad Max 2 questions the price of survival and the role of violence in achieving it. The characters' brutal actions serve as a reminder of how quickly social structures can deteriorate when survival is at stake, leaving viewers to ponder the balance between self-preservation and moral responsibility. Mad Max 2 is a stark warning about the consequences of environmental depletion and societal collapse. The film's narrative of resilience and compromise amid desperation resonates as a cautionary tale of humanity's potential future if cooperation and sustainability are cast aside. Wednesday the 30th of October, 2024. Witches, Truth Behind the Trials 8 p.m. This episode offers a gripping exploration of Scotland's dark history with witch hunts, particularly focusing on King James VI's deadly obsession with eradicating witchcraft. This episode delves into the brutal trials that swept through the country, revealing the societal fears and superstitions that fueled these tragic events. Through expert interviews and vivid reenactments, the documentary uncovers the chilling motivations behind James VI's fervor, highlighting how power, paranoia, and religion intertwined in this grim chapter of history. It's a compelling and informative look at the impact of fear on justice, making it a must-watch for history enthusiasts. The Client, 1994, ITV4, 9 p.m. The Client is a tense legal thriller that follows a young boy entangled in a dangerous web of crime and justice. After witnessing a crime, the boy becomes the focus of powerful forces both within and outside the law. His journey through the legal system reflects the tension between innocence and exploitation in a world where truth is often clouded by self-interest. The film exposes the pressures faced by those vulnerable to manipulation, with the boy at the mercy of adults who often prioritize their agendas over his well-being. The relentless pursuit of information from him raises questions about the duty of care and the exploitation of innocence for professional gain. The portrayal of the boy's lawyer, who fights to protect him, provides a counterpoint to the exploitative motives of others involved. Her dedication underscores the importance of advocacy and protection, especially for those who cannot navigate the complexities of the legal system alone. As the boy faces the harsh realities of crime and justice, the client highlights the courage required to stand up against intimidation. His resilience is a testament to the strength of the human spirit when faced with moral dilemmas and life-threatening challenges. The client is a compelling exploration of vulnerability and courage within the justice system, revealing both its strengths and its potential for abuse. The film serves as a reminder of the importance of safeguarding those who find themselves caught in forces beyond their control.
Thursday, the 31st of October, 2024. Hammer Heroes, Legends and Monsters Sky Arts 9 p.m. A celebratory tribute to Hammer Films as it marks its 90th birthday. This documentary takes viewers on a nostalgic journey through the iconic studio's rich history, exploring its legendary horror films and unforgettable monsters. With insightful commentary from film historians and actors, the program highlights the groundbreaking contributions Hammer made to the genre, particularly its unique blend of gothic storytelling and visual flair. Featuring clips from classic films and behind-the-scenes anecdotes. Jude, 1994, BBC 4, 9:20 p.m. Jude, an adaptation of Thomas Hardy's Jude the Obscure, is a haunting portrayal of aspiration, class, and the harsh limitations placed upon those born without privilege. Following Jude Fawley's pursuit of education and social mobility, the film explores the devastating cost of ambition when societal structures are unforgiving. His journey exposes the crushing weight of class barriers and the futility of striving against them in a rigid society. Jude's dream of becoming a scholar reflects his desire to transcend his humble origins, yet he finds himself constantly hindered by both the elitism of academia and the expectations of his own social class. His tragic encounters with institutions highlight the unfairness of a system that limits opportunities based on birth, underscoring the loneliness of those who dare to dream beyond their circumstances. The central relationship between Jude and his cousin, Sue, defies social norms and expectations of marriage, touching on themes of love, independence, and societal judgment. Their connection challenges Victorian moral standards, revealing the intense pressures faced by those who reject conventional paths. This relationship is a critique of the way society imposes its values on personal choices. As Jude's life spirals, the film presents a stark picture of the sacrifices made in pursuit of one's ideals, suggesting that ambition can often lead to ruin when societal forces are immovable. The portrayal of Jude's descent serves as a poignant reminder of the fragility of hope in the face of unrelenting hardship. In the end, Jude is a deeply moving narrative on the dangers of defying societal norms and the inevitable consequences for those who strive beyond their place. It challenges the viewer to question a system that limits potential and the resilience required to confront it, even when the cost is devastating. The Omen, 1976, BBC 2, 11:05 p.m. The Omen is a chilling tale of destiny and fear, exploring the unsettling theme of evil lurking within the innocent. Following an American diplomat whose adopted son harbors a dark secret, the film examines the terror of realizing that some forces are beyond human control. It's a story that delves into the implications of power, fate, and the lengths people will go to protect their loved ones. The central conflict between faith and reason is a major thread in the film. As the father grapples with signs of his son's ominous nature, he faces a crisis of belief, torn between rationality and the supernatural. This tension suggests a broader struggle within society to reconcile religious belief with modern skepticism. The character of the child, Damien, embodies the fear of unknowable forces that exist beyond human understanding or morality. His presence challenges the nature of evil, as the innocent facade conceals a destructive potential that threatens those around him. This portrayal raises unsettling questions about the source of malevolence and whether it can be combated or is simply inevitable. Throughout, the film's atmosphere of suspense underscores the helplessness felt by the parents, who are unable to protect themselves or others from Damien's influence. Their struggle represents a timeless theme of the limits of parental control, suggesting that some aspects of life are predestined, beyond our comprehension or ability to shape. The Omen remains a powerful examination of fear, belief, and the limits of human agency. It leaves viewers with the unsettling idea that sometimes the greatest threats come not from external forces but from within, challenging our sense of security and control.
And finally, Friday the 1st of November, 2024. Pitch Black, 2000 ITV4, 9 p.m. Pitch Black is a thrilling sci-fi adventure that explores survival and morality in extreme circumstances. When a group of space travelers crash lands on a hostile planet inhabited by deadly creatures, the story quickly becomes a test of endurance and trust. The character of Riddick, a convicted criminal, emerges as both a threat and an ally, challenging conventional ideas about good and evil in survival situations. Riddick's character forces the group to confront their own prejudices, as they must decide whether to trust someone who defies conventional morality but possesses the skills necessary for survival. This dynamic examines the boundaries of morality, questioning whether someone's past actions determine their future worth. The brutal environment of the planet, where creatures emerge in darkness to prey on the survivors, serves as a metaphor for the dangers lurking within the human psyche. Each character's response to fear and desperation reveals their true nature, highlighting the thin line between civility and primal instinct when lives are at stake. The themes of leadership and sacrifice are also central, as characters are forced to make life-or-death choices that test their sense of duty and loyalty. The decisions made in the face of imminent danger reveal the varied ways people respond to crises, suggesting that heroism and self-preservation can sometimes be at odds. In Pitch Black, survival becomes a means to examine character, ethics, and the complexities of trust under duress. The film asks its audience to consider how far they would go to survive and whether our choices define who we are, even when our circumstances force us to compromise. Out of Sight, 1998, Legend, 9 p.m. Out of Sight is a stylish crime romance that explores the allure of connection across the boundaries of legality and morality. Following the unlikely relationship between a bank robber and a U.S. Marshal, the film delves into the chemistry and tension that arise when two people on opposite sides of the law find common ground. Their connection challenges stereotypes about right and wrong, blurring the lines between justice and attraction. The dynamic between the two leads examines how individuals from contrasting worlds can find understanding and even admiration for one another. The tension between duty and desire reflects the complexities of human connection, where attraction and principles sometimes clash in unexpected ways. The film's portrayal of crime is nuanced, focusing on the motivations and personalities of its characters rather than merely their actions. The charm of the robber, Jack, and the resilience of the marshal, Karen, suggest that people are rarely defined solely by their roles. This complicates the viewer's perception of right and wrong, suggesting that everyone has redeemable qualities regardless of their choices. Throughout, Out of Sight balances humor and drama, revealing how moments of honesty and vulnerability can emerge even in the most unlikely circumstances. The film invites viewers to consider how personal growth and empathy can occur outside traditional boundaries, where people often reveal their truest selves. In the end, Out of Sight is a refreshing take on crime and romance that leaves the viewer contemplating the balance between attraction, loyalty, and the often unpredictable nature of human connection. It's a reminder that life's most meaningful relationships can emerge from the most unexpected places. Testament of Youth, 2014, BBC 2, 11:05 p.m. Testament of Youth is a powerful adaptation of Vera Britton's memoir, chronicling her experiences during World War I and her transformation from an ambitious student to a war nurse. The film captures the devastating effects of war on a personal level, portraying Britton's loss, resilience, and the emotional toll of sacrifice. Her story is a testament to the human cost of conflict and the courage required to endure it. The film's portrayal of Vera's journey reflects the impact of war on an entire generation, as dreams and futures are irrevocably altered. Her heartbreak as she loses loved ones underscores the tragedy of youth sacrificed to violence, inviting viewers to consider the enduring trauma borne by those left behind. Vera's work as a nurse reveals the harsh realities of war, highlighting the selflessness and fortitude required to care for others in unimaginable conditions. Her experiences force her to confront the brutalities inflicted on both friend and foe, challenging her prior notions of patriotism and duty. As Vera returns to civilian life, her passion for pacifism grows, revealing the complexities of honoring those who died while opposing the forces that led them to the battlefield. Her transformation into a pacifist is a powerful statement against the glamorization of war and the importance of striving for peace. Testament of Youth is a poignant reminder of war's lasting impact, urging viewers to reflect on the sacrifices made by those who serve. Vera Britton's story resonates as a call for compassion, resilience, and the pursuit of a world where such losses might be prevented.